I'm Carter. I'm 31, and 2 weeks ago I canceled a mortgage transfer in front of my entire family and toasted my own boundary. Let's get into it. I was standing in my parents' backyard with a warm beer in one hand and a fading smile in the other when my older brother Mason tapped his bottle with a fork. You know the sound, the kind that calls a room to attention like something important's about to be said. Except Mason doesn't say important things. He says polished insults with punchline timing. To the one who always shows up late, borrowing money and still trying to look important, he said, eyes locked on me like he was dropping a truth bomb at a roast. Polite chuckles rolled through the crowd. My parents laughed like it was sitcom funny. My sister Tara busied herself studying a chip like it might hold the meaning of life. I took a breath, short inhale, long exhale, the kind they teach you in the bullpen. Then I lifted my plastic cup. To the late one, I said calmly, who just canceled the transfer covering your mortgage. The silence? Immediate. Honest. Beautiful. Let me rewind. I'm a relief pitcher. Not glamorous, not the starter or the closer. Just the guy who shows up when everything's on fire and no one else wants the ball. That mindset bleeds into your real life, too. You start to think being the fix-it guy is your value. You stop checking who broke things in the first place. Mason's my older brother. He's charmed with a credit score problem. My parents? Old school. They love with casseroles and disappointment. Growing up, I was the dependable one, which really meant the one who doesn't complain when you hand him a mess. I made it to the majors on nothing but stubbornness and a fastball that moves when it wants to. Between seasons, I pay bills that aren't mine. My sister's tuition, my dad's surgery deductible, my mom's leaky roof, Mason's. Just until the consulting gig pays out. Loans. And I did it because I believed what they always said. Family helps family. Until the day I found a $6,750 withdrawal from an emergency fund I'd opened with Dad. A fund only I was supposed to access. The memo said, mortgage. The name on the digital signature? Mine. Except I hadn't touched it. Turns out Mason had. With Dad's help. I didn't yell. I printed statements. I froze accounts. And I waited. Then came the barbecue. The perfect Norman Rockwell trap. I almost skipped it. But something in me wanted witnesses. So when Mason made his little speech, I made mine. Quiet. Sharp. And surgically precise. And then I watched the air go out of the party like a foul ball into the parking lot. My mom recovered first. Carter, she said, too sweet, too sharp. This isn't the place. I smiled. Funny. That's what I said about forging my name. Nobody laughed. To be continued. After the silence settled like fog over the party, Dad did what he always does, turned down the heat without addressing the fire. He flipped a burger that didn't need flipping. It's about timing, he muttered. Timing, I repeated. Like forging my name right before the interest rate spiked? Right when the automatic draft hit the 15th at 9:01 a.m. He froze, spatula hovering midair like punctuation. My sister Tara finally looked up. Carter, she said quietly. Not here. No, I said. Exactly here. This is where it happened. In a yard with folding chairs and lies stacked like soda cans. Mason made a show of laughing. God, you're dramatic. It's just a couple months. I was waiting on a client. You forged my name, I said flatly. You stole from me. And you figured I'd say yes eventually, like always. So you skipped the asking part. He shrugged. It's still family, bro. That line, I said. It's how you keep using people and still sleep at night. My mom's tone sharpened. Don't use therapy words to punish your family. I put my cup down before my hands started shaking. I'm not your bank anymore. I'm not your safety net or your guilt sponge. The transfers are over. The cosign's gone. The account is closed. Dad's eyes narrowed. You don't talk to me like that in my house. I'm talking to you like a man in any house. I said. Stop touching my name. Mason's jaw clenched. For a second, I thought he might swing. But he didn't. He did something worse. He turned to the family, palms up. Look at this. Big League Carter with his little stats thinks he's better than us. Who drove you to your first tryout? Who paid for your glove? You mean Mom? I said. Yeah, she also cried when I paid Tara's tuition in full. And never once asked you to chip in. My mom's voice cracked. You will apologize to your brother. Right now. I looked Mason in the eye. I'll apologize when you walk up to me with a repayment plan, not another pitch. He smiled like someone who's never had a plan last more than a month. Fine. Cut us off. See how that feels when you need something. I nodded. I already tested it. Feels like breathing. And then I walked out of the yard, past the chalk that said, home, and into my car, where I sat in the quiet and stared at the wheel like it might turn into something soft. My phone buzzed before I'd even hit the highway. Group chat. Wow. Private, Mom, 8 texts, a mix of guilt and gaslighting. Mason, memes, threats, a Zillow listing with Street Hero scrawled under it. I turned off notifications. And then I threw. Not at the stadium. At the public bullpen behind the high school, the one nobody recognizes you at unless you tell them. I threw until my shoulder barked and my breathing evened out. I threw until I remembered who I was. Not just the guy they ask for money, but the one who never throws heat until he means it. The fallout came fast. By morning, my phone looked like it had walked into traffic. Mom, you embarrassed your family. We raised you. We made sacrifices. Your dad is heartbroken. And then, we need your help with the insurance premium. It's just this month. Not one mention of the forgery. Of the stolen money. Of my name copied in a left-handed scrawl on a withdrawal slip. I didn't respond. Instead, I sat down and wrote 3 emails. One to my bank's fraud department with every document attached, including the signature trail. One to my father, subject. Account closed. Do not attempt access. One to Mason. Do not use my name. Do not ask for money. Do not contact me about money. I included a screenshot of a calendar invite with my lawyer. Then I iced my arm. Badly. Because that's what you do when you've been throwing for hours and your life's burning down behind you. That night I got a knock. My mom. She stood outside my apartment like nothing had happened, except she was holding a casserole dish and a face that did not match the gesture. Carter, she said through the chain. Open the door. This is family. We don't do ultimatums. We do, I said. When you steal my name. She blinked like I'd cursed. I'm not letting you in, I said. But I'll talk. Sit on the bench by the elevator. She sat. And we talked. For once, I didn't smooth it over. I didn't try to make it comfortable. I let the pauses stay awkward. I let her feel the weight. I raised a good heart, she said. Don't let pride ruin that. Pride didn't sign my name on a withdrawal slip, I said. Someone else did. You, Dad, Mason. Doesn't matter who. What matters is you expected me to accept it like I owed it. She started to tear up. Then she tried logistics. We'll refinance. We'll sell something. Then sell it, I said. I'll help with forms. Not with money. I gave her a printed list, government assistance, credit counseling, the name of a nonprofit that helps with mortgage relief. She looked at it like I handed her instructions in Morse code. You always fix things, she whispered. That's who you are. No, I said. That's what I did when you needed me. Now I need me. She left without hugging me. That hurt more than I thought it would. That night, Tara called. She didn't apologize for them. She didn't soften her voice like she always does when she's acting like their translator. She just said, You're right. I'm behind on repayment. I'll catch up this month. You don't owe me anything, I said. I do. Not because I expect it. Because I respect you. Then she told me something that cracked open the whole day. I'm moving out. I found a place near the hospital. I need you as my emergency contact, not my landlord. I said yes before she finished. The family group chat went dark the next morning. Not quiet. Dark. Which, if you grew up in a family like mine, you know is worse than yelling. It's silence with sharp edges. 3 days later, my father texted me 2 words I never expected. I'm sorry. Attached was a scanned letter from the bank confirming the fraud investigation. His signature, clean, unmistakable, sat next to a box checked. I acknowledge misuse. Underneath, mine. Printed. Correct. Untouched. I stared at it for an hour. When I finally replied, I wrote, "Thank you. It matters. Next time, talk to me." He didn't reply. Tara said he went quiet in the house after that. Quiet can be a weapon. But sometimes it's a step. My mom, though, she did what she does best, switch tactics. She started writing letters. Actual pen on paper, which made it feel like a Lifetime movie until you read them. Letter 1. Family isn't transactional. Letter 2. You'll regret this when we're gone. Letter 3. A recipe card for her casserole with a note. You'll miss this one day. I kept them. I didn't answer. Meanwhile, my shoulder started to heal. My bullpen sessions clicked. I was back in rhythm, back in control. And then Mason called. I answered. Not because I wanted to. Because sometimes you have to look the fire in the eye. You ruined me, he said. I didn't say a word. You happy now? He added. I didn't make you copy my name, I said. I didn't make you lean on me like a second income. Don't pretend you're above this. You throw a ball for a living. I'm better than what I used to be, I said. That's all. He hung up. A week later, he sent me a photo. A screenshot of a mortgage payment marked paid. 2 months in a row. With the caption, "Happy now?" I didn't reply. But I screenshotted it and pinned it in a folder I called Possible Change. I don't believe in redemption arcs. But I believe in receipts. Then, during a homestand, my manager sat beside me in the bullpen. The man's built like a tree and talks like a therapist who knows your stats. Heard you've been dealing with some family stuff, he said, eyes on the field. I nodded. Next call I make won't be about your arm, he said. It'll be about your head. You available? I smiled. I'm learning. He clapped me on the shoulder. Good. You're on in the 8th. I pitched clean. 3 up, 3 down. Slider hit like a whisper. Afterward, I checked my phone. Tara had sent me a photo. A single key in her palm. Caption, my place. Mom had sent one too. A casserole dish. Caption, finally made it right. No apology. Just a loop. But the key? That meant something. I stared at that picture for a long time. Not because it was beautiful, but because it was honest. That week, I did something I hadn't done since I was 19. I made a casserole. Tara sent me the recipe. The real one, not Mom's pinch of this, feel your ancestors nonsense. It split, of course. Right down the center. One side soupy, the other a dry biscuit crime scene. But it didn't matter. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I was trying to feed myself. The next day, I sent a picture of the failed casserole to my mom. Caption, it finally didn't split. Kinda. She replied with a heart emoji. Progress. I started doing small things just for me. Replaced my broken coffee grinder. Deleted the group chat. Bought a cheap camera and started taking photos of empty bullpens and dugouts at sunrise. No audience. No applause. Just proof I was still here. Mason sent another mortgage screenshot. 3 months. Boom. Happy now? I ignored it. Then he called. What? I answered. You think you're better than us. Still. No, I said. I think I'm finally better to myself. He huffed. It's just money. It was my name. I replied. That's not just anything. And then he said the quiet thing loud. You think love is saying no? I think love is showing up without hurting people to do it. He hung up again. But he didn't message for 2 weeks. That was something. One night after a home game, I stopped by the house. Not the house. My house. The apartment I paid for. The one no one had a key to but me. Tara was there. She'd brought Thai food and her laptop. We ate on the floor like college students. She was studying case notes. I was icing my elbow. And then she said it. I told Mom I'm not her translator anymore. I looked up. She got quiet, she said. Then asked if you're okay. I said he's breathing better. That's what matters. That night I slept hard. The kind of sleep you don't get when you're constantly waiting for someone else to need you. The next morning, I jogged to the bullpen field. Not to escape. Just to feel the rhythm in my legs. My phone buzzed on the way back. Mason. A single text, can we talk? No asked, I swear. I let it sit. Sometimes silence is a gift. Sometimes it's a test. I met Mason in a public park. Neutral ground. Daylight. Somewhere between a peace talk and a parole meeting. He looked like someone playing business casual, collar shirt, no socks, the kind of cologne that smells like trying too hard. Thanks for coming, he said. I nodded. No handshake. No small talk. You said no ask? I reminded him. I did. And I mean it. We sat. Two brothers on a bench. One with a fastball, one with excuses. I got a job, he said. I waited. Real one, he added. Office hours, health insurance, a manager who doesn't care about my brand. I hate it. I laughed once. Quiet. Good. He looked surprised. You're not gonna dunk on me? I already did. With a bank freeze and a boundary. I'm tired of dunking. He let out a breath. Mom's still in her loop. You know. I nodded. Letters? He nodded back. One said we don't punish ambition. Another said you'll miss our casserole when we're gone. She's consistent. He shifted. Dad's quiet. That's new. It is, he said. And weirdly worse. I looked out at the grass. Because it means he's thinking. We were quiet for a bit. A kid kicked a soccer ball into a bush. An old man walked by, muttering about squirrels. Then Mason spoke again. I talked to Tara. Okay. She told me I had one shot at this conversation before she blocks me too. So here it is. He turned. Looked right at me. I'm sorry. For the mortgage. For the fake signature. For all of it. I thought you'd always say yes because you always did. I took that as permission. It wasn't. I didn't respond right away. My breath had slowed. That was good. Thank you, I said finally. That's it? He asked. You want more? He shrugged. Like, are we okay? No, I said. But we're not broken beyond repair either. He nodded like he'd expected that. We walked to the parking lot. Before we split, he handed me a check. It wasn't the full amount. But it was dated. Signed. Real. Installment 1. He said. Boundaries don't come with discounts, I said. But they do come with grace. Then I got in my car. And for the first time in years, my chest didn't feel like it was hosting a live wire. Later that night, Tara texted me, he told you the truth? I replied, he tried. That's a start. 2 months later, I was in a hotel room after a night game, arm wrapped in ice and replaying pitches in my head when I got the text from Tara. Group chat's back. You're mentioned. Buckle up. Against my better judgment, I looked. Mason. Carter's big time now. Maybe he can sponsor Thanksgiving. I'll bring the turkey if he brings the down payment. Mom. Not funny. Let's not push him. Dad seen. I stared at the screen. My old self would have swallowed that. Made a joke back. Transferred money. Just to help. This version of me? Didn't reply. Instead, I sent Tara a separate message. New rule, my name doesn't come up unless I put it there. She replied with one word. Copied. I got up. Went for a walk. Just the soft steps of sneakers and city pavement at midnight. When I got back, a new message was waiting. From Dad. Just this. We'll bring our own chairs this year. No punctuation. Just humility. Thanksgiving came. I offered to host. Small. Boundaried. Mine. No plus ones. No surprise dogs. No casseroles unless you cleaned your own dish. People brought food. No one brought expectations. Mason showed up with a side of mac and cheese and an aura of someone trying. My mom. She hugged me tight and asked where the recycling went instead of why I changed the locks. And then, halfway through the meal, my dad stood up. No glass in hand. No speech. He just looked around and said, "This feels better." Everyone nodded. No applause. No tension. No guilt gravy. After dinner, I sat on the couch next to Tara while Mason tried to fix the playlist and Mom washed dishes without martyring herself. "You know what this is?" Tara said. "Not a trap." She grinned. "A clean inning." I laughed. Finally. Later, when the house emptied and only the leftovers remained, I found myself alone with my dad. He stood at the window, looking out at the street like it held a puzzle only he could solve. He didn't look at me when he spoke. "I let Mason use your name," he said. "I thought I was buying time. I didn't see I was selling you." I didn't answer right away. I waited. Let the air breathe. "You thought I'd forgive you quietly," I said finally. He nodded. "Because you always did. And now?" He turned. "Now I want to earn it." I stepped closer. "Start by remembering, my name is not free." He nodded again. This time slower. He left. No hug. No performance. Just the sound of shoes on tile and a door that closed soft. And me? I stood there in my own house, in clean silence, and felt something settle. Not closure. Something better. Control. Because here's the thing I wish I'd known years ago. Love doesn't mean handing over your name like it's spare change. It means showing up, saying no when you mean it, and not apologizing for being whole. They don't get to write checks in my name anymore. They don't get to decide what I'm responsible for. And they don't get to shrink me with silence, guilt, or family loyalty defined as sacrifice. I'm Carter. I pitch. I show up. I love. And finally, I keep what I earn. Even my peace.